happen. This is the march. This is the march for the police people. happen. This is the march that the police didn't want to happen. But now you march in huge numbers.
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8!
Israel is a terrorist state!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8!
Israel is a terrorist
this, but she is without a doubt one of the nastiest, most divisive politicians in Westminster, and that is but she has done one good thing. She has advertised this demonstration to the whole country. There are so many people here today. One of the only good things she's ever done. Today in Gaza, Israel's assault will kill its war crimes and no more cheerleading to a second Nakba. We demand a ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Sometimes it feels like our foreign policy is dictated by the US Embassy over there, and often it is. So let's send a message to them as well. There is nothing humanitarian about humanitarian pauses. It is not humanitarian to bomb a refugee camp, to hold off for a couple of hours and bomb it again. It is not humanitarian to let starving people eat a little only to hit them with an airstrike later that day. And it is not humanitarian for our political leaders to let this slaughter continue for a day longer. So let's say it again. We demand a ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
This past week in Parliament, I put down an amendment to the King's Speech calling for an immediate ceasefire. The SNP have done the same, and this coming Wednesday, we expect a vote on those amendments. So let me say it loud and clear, in case it wasn't obvious enough. When that vote comes, and I hope it does, I will be voting with my whole heart for an immediate ceasefire, and I urge all of my colleagues to do the same. To my colleagues, I ask them, be on the right side of history and vote for a ceasefire too. It's the right thing to do, and that's what you'll be remembered for, the position you take now. Friends, at the last demonstration, I said that we were a beautiful movement in our thousands, in our millions, all around the world, in every city, calling for a ceasefire and demand that again today, but we don't stop here. We will keep marching, we will keep organising, we will keep speaking up until there's a ceasefire, until the siege is lifted, until the occupation ends and Palestine is free. Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Solidarity!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Solidarity!
Brothers and sisters, it's impossible to say anything more or more moving than the speakers you've heard already. All the speeches that we've heard at the previous marches. So let me first condemn this government who wanted civil society and trade unions not to have a voice today. You show them what that voice is and what needs to be heard. So while we're at it, let's not forget the millions of people in the cities around the world that are showing the same humanity, the same concerns and the same fears for the people of Gaza and the West Bank and elsewhere. Solidarity with everybody that's standing with us. Just to pick up the point that Spana has made, it's watching. The world will judge. Historical time will tell us what we did and what we didn't do. And people like Mr. Cleverly, who said this week when he was asked, is what's happening in Israel legal? He said, they've told us it is. They are not the arbiters, we are, you are, and the world will be. And let's not have any false promises. Let's not have any false pauses. Let's not have any faux humanitarianism. The idea that we can have a humanitarian pause is given a tacit right and agreement that they can start again and keep on going. That is wrong. So very simply, we are a movement of peace. We want the same rights for everybody as the Palestinians should have and everybody should have. We are not a movement of violence. The violence must stop. Peace must happen. And it must happen now. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Give it up for Mick for his amazing speech.
I want to start with a message to Suwa.
Friends, what we are witnessing is beyond a humanitarian emergency, beyond a humanitarian crisis, beyond a humanitarian catastrophe. And let me be clear, what we are witnessing are grave violations of international law and war crimes under the Geneva Conventions. 11,000 Palestinians slaughtered, over 1,200 Israelis massacred, 7,000 women and children murdered, tens of thousands of civilians maimed and wounded, 1.5 million forced to flee their homes, 200 doctors, nurses and paramedics killed, 2 million people denied food, water, medicine and power, diseases running rampant in overcrowded shelters, and 10,000 buildings, including mosques, churches, schools, hospitals, refugee camps and homes flattened and reduced to rubble. So let there be no doubt, these are acts of collective punishment, violations of international law, and they are war crimes, plain and simple, and we must condemn them for what they are. That is why we stand with those in every city, every